And good afternoon, everybody. Most of you have been attending Dharma class in TBC with me, and I hope you learn something from me. Also, we have different classes. So since I came to Singapore, I taught the collective topic, Dura, and also I explained mind and mental factors. And then also I explained almost until finish the tenets. Then we have a class about Heart Sutra. As well, we had a class about how to set a mandala. Also, we have a class about Vajrasattva practice. Also, we have a class about Six-Session Guru Yoga. Also, we had a class about Guru Yogas. That means, we had 3 classes actually in TBC. So most of you attend most of the classes. Anyway, I really hope you learn something from me. Whatever you learn from me, whatever you learn from the books, the holy books, you must practice every day. And also, every day when we study about Dharma, every day when we attend any kind of Dharma classes, any kinds of teaching, you must know why I am attending this class, why I am studying Dharma, why I am listening this teaching. You must know the motivation. Then after you practice or study Dharma for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4, 5 years, you must make a reflection about your, your life. For example, before you study Dharma, studying, practicing, listening Dharma, if you are a happy person, after you study Dharma, you have become not happy person, then that means your practice of Dharma is not going in the right directions. Every day, if you feel every day, yes, I am more happy person than the last year, than the last month. I have a more calm minds than the previous year or the last month. Then your practices, your studying, everything is going through the right directions. The purpose of Dharma, the reason, the main point of practicing, studying, listening to Dharma is to be happy yourself, also provide happiness to others. If you cannot provide happiness, benefits to others, at least you yourself always be happy, always be open-minded, always be peaceful person. If you don't have any kind of peaceful mind, if you don't have any kind of happy mind within yourself, then you cannot provide, you cannot benefit to others. So make sure after you study Dharma, learning Dharma, listening Dharma, special after you study Lamrim, make sure you are become more happier person. Make sure you are become more compassionate person. If if your attitude is the totally opposite way, that means you haven't really achieved the goal after studying or practicing Lamrim. Make sure you really got positive changes in your minds. And also after you study Lamrim, any other type of Dharma, make sure you got lesser negative thoughts, more positive thoughts. if your negative thoughts is same level as before, maybe some more, then also your practice of Dharma is not really going the right direction. Make sure every day you do study yourself. Make sure you do kind of analysis. Make sure you do some analyze about your thoughts, negative thoughts. Then right now, we are studying Lamrim. So before the great parts of the Lamrim, so we study small scope and medium scope parts of Lamrim. Also, the Lamrim is a Mahayana teaching. It explains how to practice great compassion, how to practice bodhicitta, as well as also explain how to cultivate renunciation. So, in the past we just learned how to renounce, how we can cultivate renunciation. Now we are going to learn how to cultivate, how to practice great compassion, bodhicitta. Then next, after 3 chapter or 3 or 4 chapter after, so then we going to learn the 6 Prajna Paramita. Particularly, we going to learn more about the wisdom. We going to learn about emptiness. Therefore, the renunciation, great compassion, bodhicitta, wisdom are so important to reduce the negative thoughts in this life, as well as so important to reduce all the negative thoughts for whole life. Also so important cause and condition to achieve Buddhahood. So make sure the Buddhahood is your kind of achievement to achieve, in order to benefit all sentient beings. So make sure while you are studying Dharma and Lamrim. Okay, then, so before I start the Lamrim, I will explain very shortly from the middle meditation stage by Acharya Kamashila. In this text, he quoted many words from this text. I will explain very shortly. We are talking about bodhicitta, right? So bodhicitta is a mind, not a mental factor. It's a mind. So also the omniscience, which is we wish to achieve, which is we wish to attain through practice of great compassion, bodhicitta, and also the omniscience, also our mind. When we wish to practice bodhicitta, it also our mind. So we make sure we recognize what does mean mind. Actually, we have a physical body. It is made of 4 elements. Then we have a mind or mental factor. Within the mind, we have a positive minds. Also, we have a negative minds. Also, we have the neutral minds. When the negative minds arise within us, it suddenly disturb our peace of mind. Also, we got a lot of disturbing from the negative minds. When the positive minds arise within you, it provides sense of happiness, sense of pleasant, or sense of happiness. When the neutral mind arises, it gives you the neutral kind of feeling. Here, ask a question: what is mind? Then Kamala Shila, very important master from India, Indian master. It is not possible for omniscience to be produced without causes, because everything could always be omniscient. Make sure the goal which we wish to achieve, the omniscience or the Buddhahood, it is impossible it is not possible to be produced without causes. This means the omniscient, the Buddhahood must produce from causes and condition. Because if omniscient, the Buddhahood produced without cause, then everything could always be omniscient. Right? Omniscient produced without cause and condition, then everything can be omniscient. If things were produced without reliance on something else, they could exist without constant. There would be no reason why everything could not be omniscient. That means the omniscient not possible, produced without causing condition. The omniscient also, it is impossible to produce or achieve not relying on others. That means the omniscient must arise, produce from causes and condition. It must rely on causes and condition. The Buddhahood, omniscient. The omniscient is the mind of the Buddhas. When we become a Buddha, we have a physical body. Also, we have a mind. The mind we call omniscient. The mind is very important to teach Dharma, the perfect knowledge. Therefore, since all functional things arise only occasionally, they depend strictly on the cause. This means all the functional things, all the impermanent things, it arises only sometimes, not always. For example, this morning the weather was, we have a very heavy raining. The weather was very cloudy. Now it's no more. This means the cloudy, raining weather is very much depend on causes condition. That's why they arise sometimes, not always. That's why it depends strictly on the cause. Omniscient too is rare because it does not occur at all time and in all places. That means it is impossible that omniscient always there with you. It is impossible that omniscient is everywhere because it's very much depend on the certain particular causes condition. Everything cannot become omniscient. Therefore, it definitely depends on causes and conditions. Make sure when we every morning we recite the verses which is take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. The Buddha also arises through cause and condition. It's very much depend on cause and condition. And the omniscient also very much depend on cause and condition. And also the happiness which we wish to achieve every day, the happiness also arises through cause and condition. The suffering which is the number one, also the suffering also arises through cause and condition. That's why the Buddhist people or the Buddhists very much emphasize about cause and conditions. Then second question, what are the causes and conditions of the omniscient? What are the causes and conditions of the Buddhahood? Then here, training the mind, right? You need to give lot of training. We need to give lot of discipline to the mind. Also, from among those causes and conditions, actually there are so many causes and conditions. Among the causes and conditions, you should cultivate correct and complete cause. It's a very important word. Look at it. You should cultivate correct and complete cause. That's why we wish to achieve happiness, but sometimes we put wrong effort to the wrong condition to achieve happiness. It's very important. If you put the wrong cause into practice, even if you work hard for a long time, the desired goal cannot be achieved. Right? That means you need to put the right effort to the correct cause and complete. For example, if you wish to have a mango tree, if you wish to grow mango tree, then you have a very, very strong desire to have a mango tree. If you put a kind of apple seeds, then you are putting the wrong effort to grow the mango tree. But it will be like, if you cultivate the correct and complete cause, then you're going to achieve the desired goal. If you put the wrong effort to the wrong cause and condition, you cannot have a right goal. For example, it will be like milking a cow horn. You wish to have a milk, and you just touch the cow horn, you cannot get milk. You must know where you can get the milk. Likewise, the result will not be produced when all the causes are not put into effort. For example, if the seeds or any other cause is missing, then the result, the sprout and so forth, will not be produced. Therefore, those who desire a particular result should cultivate complete, unmistaken cause and condition. Look at this, right? Every day we wish to have a happiness, but we always destroy the cause and condition of happiness. We always wish to avoid the suffering, the problem, but we always chasing and always collect all the condition and causes for the suffering. That's why we are putting wrong effort to achieve happiness. We are putting wrong effort to avoid suffering. That means you can see the practice of Dharma or practice of Buddhism is so simple. If you ask what are the cause and condition of the final fruit of the omniscience, right? That means the omniscience must produce through cause and condition. The cause and condition may be the right and the complete one. Next, what is the real causes and condition of omniscience, which is we wish to achieve? If you ask, what are the causes and condition of the final fruit of omniscience? I whom am I like a blind man? That means, Arya Ivindo Acharya Kamashila said, if you ask what are the causes and condition of the final fruit of omniscience, then I who am like a blind man, may not be in the position to explain by myself. If somebody asks to me, what is the right causes and condition, the final fruit of omniscience? What is the right causes and condition of a Buddhahood? And I said, I'm totally look like a blind man, may not be positioned to be explained. I cannot explain by myself. But he said, I shall employ the Buddha's own words, just as he spoke them to the disciple after he enlightenment. They said, I will explain, I will tell you what are the causes and conditions of the omniscient, follow the Buddhahood, which is after Buddha, become a Buddha, then he taught. He said, what did he say? Buddha said to the disciple which is Vajrapani, Lord of the Siglet. So we have a painting of the Vajrapani here. Vajrapani, Lord of the Siglets, the transcendental wisdom of the omniscient, has its root in the compassion and arises from cause the altruistic. Then Buddha told his disciple Vajrapani, the wisdom of omniscient has a root. What is the root? What is the causes and condition of the omniscient? Which is compassion. Compassion and altruistic. After practice compassion and altruistic, then you can have a awakening mind, which is bodhicitta. When you have a bodhicitta, practice of bodhicitta with the perfection of skillful means. Therefore, if you are interested in the achieving omniscience, you need to practice these three: compassion, the awakening mind, the bodhicitta, and skillful means. That means bodhicitta arises through the altruistic. Altruistic arises through compassion, and compassion is the cause. Altruism is the result. Then bodhicitta is the result of two of them. Plus, then you need to practice the skillful means. That means the wisdom. So the omniscience of the Buddhahood must arise through cause and condition. The cause and condition may be the right and complete. Among the cause and condition, the great compassion, altruism, skillful meaning are the most important cause and condition of the omniscience or Buddhahood. So we always talk about achieving Buddhahood or omniscience. Why we need to achieve omniscience? Why we need to achieve Buddhahood? You remember, even though if you achieved the arhatship, right? Arhatship, there's a two, Herar and solitary Raja. There's a two types of practitioner, Charvaka and second, Patika Buddha. If you achieve, the arhatship, even though you haven't achieved your complete goal, even though you achieve, the Charvaka, the high, even though you achieve the Nirvana, even though you not eliminate, you haven't eliminated all the negativities. That means you haven't achieved your own goal. First reason. Second reason, why we need to achieve omniscience. Why it's not enough just achieve nirvana. Because when you cultivate compassion, when compassion extends limitless before limitless being, then you have a great compassion. When you are when you have a great compassion, you are totally love for all sentient beings. When you have a pure love for all sentient beings, then when you see somebody has a suffering, you cannot bear their suffering. You wish to eliminate their suffering. You wish to achieve, they must have happiness. So in order to eliminate all the suffering, in order to achieve all the happiness, the people must know which is what is right, what is wrong. In order to know right and wrong, finally, without omniscience, you cannot understand what is wrong, what is right. What are the causes and conditions of the happiness? What are the causes and conditions of the suffering? That's why achieving omniscience is kind of, you are achieving very important kind of methods, very important tools. So this is very important because this text quoted, a lot of quotation come from the middle meditation stage by Acharya Kamalashila. So Kamalashila So Kamalashila was the first Indian bhikshu who brought Buddhism into Tibet around 6 or middle of 6th centuries. When he was in Tibet, he really wished to establish Buddhism in Tibet. But there were so many difficulties, so many problems. Then finally he requested to the king to invite Dhammasambhava. The second Dhammasambhava came to Tibet in order to establish Buddhism. That's why Kamalashila, then he composed many texts, very important one, the middle meditation stage. There's a 3 kind of meditation stage. Okay. Now your homework. Okay, so before we start the real class, so please everybody turn to page number 27. 27, right? 27. The stage of the training in the spiritual enlightenment has a 2 parts. The training based on the 7 cause and effect personal instruction in the lineage descended from Great Treatise. That means there are 2 different instructions how to generate bodhicitta, right? Remember, the first one, the training based on the 7 cause and effect personal instruction in the lineage descended from Great Elder named Great Treatise. Okay, without looking at your book, can everybody count the 7 cause and effect? Number 1, Okay, recognize, right? Recognize all sentient beings as your mom or mother. Second, okay, remember their kindness. Number 3, repair their kindness. Number 4, love. Number 5, compassion. Yeah, compassion. Then number 6, altruism, or they use a different one. What's it? Wholehearted resolve. Then number 7, bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Okay, so important, huh? Okay. Then within the 7, you talk about developing developing the certainty about order of the stage as a true section. Showing the root of the Mahayana path is compassion, right? Compassion. How the 6 other personal instructions are either cause or effect of the compassion. Okay, within the 7, that's what, look at number 1, recognize all sentient beings without exception as your mom your mother, but he never mentioned your dear mother. Right? All mom is your mom is always your dear mom. That's my mom. Recognize all sentient beings as your mom. Number 2, remember their kindness. So the great compassion, so Mahayana path is the compassion, right?
Yes.
That means the heart of the practice of Mahayana is practice of great compassion. Then, okay, without looking at your textbook, why compassion is so important in the Mahayana path? Why great compassion? Okay, so first we must distinguish between compassion mixed with the attachment. Okay, compassion mixing with the attachment. Then pure compassion. Then, immeasurable compassion. Then great compassion. Okay, compassion mixing with the attachment. Or compassion mixing with the sense of caring. Second, pure compassion. Third, immeasurable compassion. Fourth is the great compassion. Now you can see we have a very strong compassion, love towards our relatives, our brothers, sisters, our teacher, our friends. Those compassion is most time mixing with the attachment or desire or condition, always with a condition. Okay, for example, does everybody likes your relatives? Yes, you don't? Don't you? Does everybody have a love towards your relatives? Yeah, let's say yes. Okay. Please say yes.
I must say yes.
You must say yes. Because you have a compassion for all sentient beings. This is the problem, when you try to have a compassion all sentient beings, quite easy. But when you have a try to compassion towards your relatives, sometimes it's a bit difficult. Doesn't it? Okay, compassion towards your relatives. What do you think the compassion, the love towards your relatives is a very pure or mixed, is kind of polluted compassion or polluted love? What do you think? Very polluted. Very polluted.
But
right?
you must say yes.
Huh?
I must say yes.
You must. Yes, you must. You must say yes, I don't.
It's polluted.
No. So it's polluted or pure, but we have. Right? Somehow we have a compassion, we have a love, we have a sense of caring towards our relative. It's very much conditioned or very much polluted by attachment or desire or condition. There's one type of compassion. Everybody has this compassion. Second, more advanced, more bit better compassion, which is pure compassion. Second, can you think the pure compassion towards someone without mixing kind of sense of attachment, desire or condition? Can you think pure compassion towards someone? Here the place, so sit. Gary, it's just place. Okay. Can you give me one example? Not relatives, pure compassion towards someone. Beggar. Okay. She said compassion towards beggar. Right? Does everybody going to agree with her? Let's say a beggar, beggar or unknowing person. Somebody said, even though if you have a compassion towards beggar, it's still conditioned. You think I give something to the beggar, I can accumulate merit. It's conditioned, right? For example, if I give you something, I can get something. Look at condition. Most time, yeah. That's why, yeah. So, for example, we have a very pure compassion towards beggar, unknowing person, or even the knowing person. Okay, there's another type of compassion which is pure, unconditioned. It is unconditioned because we never think we can return something. Sometimes we have to take care of our relatives. They always conditioned there. The second, immeasurable compassion, not great compassion. But also the third one. Can you give the example? Give me an example. Immeasurable practice, right? There is a compassion, love, compassion, equanimity, joyless. Now everybody think how you can cultivate immeasurable compassion, immeasurable love. Because we have been, recite this the verses for many times.
If you think of everybody as your mother,
Huh?
if you think of everybody else as your mother, then you would have immeasurable compassion.
Okay, so I will try to explain you the differences between immeasurable love, compassion, and great compassion, great love. This is not always said.
To chant for immeasurable is very easy, which we can do that every day. But actually, to practice this is another thing. It's not easy.
How long have you been daily practices for immeasurable? Yes, few times, right? Or serious or just try? It's true. Saying is very easy, If you really go practical level, very difficult. It is very difficult for just one person. The person who always annoying you makes you problems. You cannot have a compassion and tolerance for the person. One person is difficult, but it doesn't mean it is impossible. Okay, so just think, when you think, wish all sentient beings be happy. You really think, depth of your heart. Doesn't it become immeasurable? All sentient beings without exception. Be happy, cause of happiness, have a cause of happiness. And free from suffering and free from cause of suffering. If you think this way, when you have a mind towards all sentient beings, may be happy. This is kind of great love. All sentient beings free from suffering. This kind of mentality, the mind is the immeasurable. It becomes immeasurable because you cannot count how many sentient beings there are. Because the object of the mind is countless. That's why it becomes immeasurable. The last one, great compassion. Great. Let me look at. I have a compassion towards my relatives. Then I have a compassion towards unknowing or indifferent person. Then I have a compassion all sentient beings, but not great compassion. In order to be great compassion, that means not just wish all sentient beings be happy. You must take the responsibility. Then the compassion becomes great compassion. Therefore, the healer and solitude realizer practitioner don't have great compassion, but they have the immeasurable compassion. Now look at, practicing Mahayana is not that easy. You have to take the responsibility to be all sentient, be all sentient being happiness, happy, and all sentient being free from suffering. You have to take the responsibility.
Sorry, Geshe.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of a bit confused on that
Mm-hmm.
because bodhicitta comprises of loving kindness and compassion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do we define compassion as in like the previously being defined, wish sentient beings to separate from suffering and the causes of suffering? That is compassion.
Mm-hmm.
So for compassion, then we have immeasurable compassion and then great compassion.
Mm-hmm.
So does it apply to loving kindness as well? And then you have a immeasurable loving kindness and then great loving kindness. But those two are not bodhicitta. They are part of bodhicitta but not bodhicitta. Is it correct to
Yeah.
think that way?
Even though you should not say that those two are part of bodhicitta, those two are cause and condition of the bodhicitta.
Causes and conditions.
Cause and condition of the bodhicitta. But in generally, people you can say, oh, the person is bodhisattva, right? The person who are always kind, then we can say the person is bodhisattva. It doesn't mean actually the person is bodhisattva. But loving, compassion, kindness, love, those are loving and compassion, those are not bodhicitta. Those are mental factors. Those are the kind of, trigger to have a bodhicitta. Those are the condition to have bodhicitta. That's why, look at here,
Page, actually, I think Danny has a book, but you don't know the page number.
within the seven, the great compassion you can put in the middle. Then the four are the cause, the two are the effect or result. Right? Okay, make sure within the seven cause and effect, four are cause and condition of the great compassion. Two are the result of the bodhicitta. Very clear. Then now, before we move to the next topic, then first important, showing the root of the Mahayana path is compassion. Look at the root of the Mahayana. That means compassion is the kind of very essential practice of Mahayana. It's so important at the beginning of the practice of bodhicitta. It is so important in the middle of practice of bodhicitta. It is so important ending of the practice of bodhicitta. Right? The importance of compassion in the beginning. The importance of the compassion in the middle. The importance of compassion at the end. Okay. Now, everybody tell me why compassion, is so important in the beginning. Just make a, kind of short statement according to the Lamrim. Can you make a short statement? Okay.
For the beginning, compassion drives us to have the responsibility and altruism to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle, when we find very great difficulty in our practice, compassion will keep our.
Are you making statement based on the Lamrim?
No, just my reading and
Okay. Summary. Yeah, that's good. Okay, but ending?
And the ending, I only remember the example of the family, of the only son, the great compassion between a Buddha and the Shavaka is like the mother and the father. When the boy is drowned, the mother just cries and laments, but the father is the one who jumps in and saves.
Okay. Yeah, they're quite very good summary. Thank you. Okay. In order to make this summary, what Chandrakirti says, the middle Madhya Maka, right, and on the page number 30, compassion alone is, right, Madhya Maka Avatra. Can you see? Can you read the sentences?
Compassion alone is regarded as the
Look, that's why when Chandrakirti composed the Madhyamaka, he never praised to the Buddha, Manjushri, Bodhisattva. He made a salutation through the compassion. That's why he said here, compassion alone is alone. Alone is regarded as the seeds of the Concord's excellent harvest. That means great compassion is the so important at the beginning. It looks like a seed to grow the harvest. Second, as water for its development. That means even though you have a seed, you put the seed on the ground, the plant is grow. But you need a water. That means in the middle, in order to generate the fresh, the new bodhicitta, Buddhist great compassion must before. You must practice great compassion. You can have a fresh bodhicitta. That means fresh sprout. In the middle, after you generate bodhicitta, before become a Buddha, in the middle, still you continuously have to practice great compassion. Otherwise, if you forgot great compassion slowly, then you don't have any more bodhicitta. Then look at the water development, and as the prostration in the state of the long enjoyment. Therefore, beginning, that's why, even though, and after you practice bodhicitta, great compassion, and emptiness for many years, finally you become a Buddha. Once you become a Buddha, you want to be relaxed, you want to be just happy in the Buddha land? No, this is not your purpose. Then you really wish to born, take a rebirth in the samsara. So you, for example, let's say, very simple example, one mother has one child, not many children, one child, and the child got sickness. The child is sick. Then mother wished to get medicine, right? So the mother was searching for the particular medicine for many years. Finally, the mother received, had the medicine. When the mother had the medicine, the mother just stayed there or will come back. Definitely the mother will come back the medicine and give the medicine to the child. Like you are like a mom. All sentient beings are like your child. Achieving, Buddhahood, omniscience, like a medicine. So you really, after you have you found the medicine, why you need to come back to see your children? Why? Because you have a compassion. The compassion, drive you back to your child. That's why after you become a Buddha, you don't want to stay there, just be happy, just relax. You then take a rebirth, that we call reincarnation. Have a reincarnation in the samsara and teach dharma, be guide. Then slowly, one by one, all sentient being, bring into the liberation or Buddhahood. That's why end is important. Beginning like a seeds, in the middle like a water, and the end is like a reaping the fruits. Okay, this kind of summarize. Then, so she said, like one householder or merchant as a child, the child fall into the what? Fall where? Can you give the analogy? Yeah, like a toilet, like a, we call it sink, right? Filthy?
Yeah, developing.
Yeah.
Page 33.
Yeah, what this? That's why you must remember the the analogies. Then the filthy place like samsara. The dear child one look like all sentient beings. Then the mother has a compassion. The mother has an immeasurable compassion. The mother cannot have a. The mother is not enough breath to jump save the child. Somehow the father has a compassion. The father has an immeasurable compassion. Plus the father has a great compassion that he jump and save the child. Why the mother doesn't have the great compassion? Because the mother doesn't have the ability to swim in the filthy place. The father can, without having any hesitation, the father can jump and save the child because the father has a ability to swim in the. He know how he can save the child. He also know how he can save himself. That's why. So what is the differences between mother and father? Both has a compassion. Both has a immeasurable compassion. Not the mother doesn't have the great compassion. Father does. Because this means even though the Buddha, the Pratika Buddha and Charvaka both realize emptiness. As well as the Bodhisattva also realize emptiness. Both realize, they understand the emptiness. The power of emptiness is big different. For example, very simple example. For example, there are two persons. Both persons recognize Mr. A is a bad person. Okay, there are two persons. Both recognize, both know Mr. A is very bad person. One person knows so many kind of has some information about the person is very bad. One person got just few information about the person is bad. And the mental level, one has a very strong recognition the person is very bad. One also has a recognition very bad. And one is big different, right? Understand? This means, for example, let's say there's a Tibetan man, then there's a Singaporean man, both believe in Buddha Dharma, both went to Dharamsala to see Dalai Lama. Okay, see Dalai Lama. When the Tibetan person meet the Dalai Lama, he's so happy. Then we have a lot of kind of reason he's so important, right? But the Singaporean, when he see the Dalai Lama, he also very happy. He has a few reasons. Just think Dalai Lama is the reincarnation all of the Shora. He's very holy man. That's it. The Tibetans said, no, it's so important. When he was young, he worked very hard in Tibet, and he came to India. So he established all these things. And one is big different. That's why, the Charvaka and the Mahayana Bodhicitta both knows emptiness, both realize emptiness. The understanding emptiness is a big difference. There is no mother and father. Okay. Now the real homework. Okay. Among the seven, how many cause and condition of the great compassion? 4. 4. 2 are result or effort, right? Effect. Then why 4 are causes and condition of great compassion? Why? Why the recognition also as a mother and remember their kindness, reveal their kindness, love. Those are cause and condition of the great compassion. Why?
That give causes to generate this seed of bodhicitta.
Number 1, Recognition, right? Recognition is the cause of. Without recognize all sentient being as mother, you cannot generate great compassion. Second, what is the link? Remember their kindness and great compassion. What's the connection? What's the relationship? That's why, look at here, we can see now, first, how the first four personal instruction, recognition of all living beings as your mother through the development of the law and cause of compassion. In generally, very important. Now everybody, please, read sentence by sentence in your home, then think about. Look at, in generally, if you repeatedly consider the suffering of living beings, you of course develop a simple desire to free them from suffering. Right? If you keep thinking every day the suffering of all living beings, then certainly you have a very strong desire to free them from suffering. Right? If you keep thinking your neighbor has a suffering problem, suddenly you really wish, the neighbor must wish to be happy, wish to be, free from suffering. However, to develop this attitude easily, strongly, and firmly, you must first cherish this being and have affection for them. But at present, you cannot bear for your friends or suffering. Now you enter slowly. Generally, if you keep thinking about suffering for all sentient beings, then you can have a desire to free them from suffering. If you really want to develop easily, strongly, friendly, then you must first cherish, right? Cherish this being and have affection for them. That means you just not wish to have a happy for one person, 10%, 10 beings. You must have a strong sense of wishing for all sentient beings to be happy. The example here, for at present and at this moment, you cannot bear for your friend to suffer. Right? For example, when you have a close friend, when you see your close friend has a suffering you cannot bear, right? For example, when you see, suffering in your relatives, you cannot bear. Why? You have a affection towards your relatives. Then also you are pleased with your enemy's suffering, and you are indifferent to the suffering of the person towards whom you have mutual feeling. That means when you see very small suffering in your friends or relatives, you are not happy. When you see your enemy has some suffering, some problem, you are very happy. When you see you are very just unknowing person, very neutral person has a suffering, or you don't care. Why we have this kind of attitudes? Because we have a affection towards our relatives. We have a hatred, towards our enemy. We have a very neutral feeling towards the neutral person. It's hard to explain. If you have an affection, then you cannot bear their suffering. That's means it's telling us you must cultivate affection, the pure affection towards all sentient beings. Then you cannot bear any suffering of all sentient beings. You have the first attitude because you are fond of your friends, commensurate with your cherishing of them. That means when you have a strong compassion, then you have a strong desire the person be free from suffering. It's very equal, right? Kind of equal, commensurate. Equal, right? Meaning commensurate is equal. For example, I have a 10% kind of affection towards Mr. A. Then I have a 10% wish the Mr. B happy. If I have 100% affection toward Mr. A, then I have 100% wish Mr. A be happy, free from suffering. That means it's totally, if you have a compassion, 50% compassion, then you have a 50% responsibility. If you have 100% affection, then you have 100% responsibility. Okay, that means, at the beginning, compassion is so important, affection and compassion. Okay, when you see enemies suffer, not only do you not develop a desire to free them from it, but you also think, may they not be free from suffering and suffering even more. Right? That's because you have a sense of hatred. When you hate the person, you are not happy the person is happy. You are very happy when the person is totally suffered. That means, whole our life, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are not happy. Sometimes we are, we have a just neutral feeling. Because when we see our families, our relatives, our friends are, very successful, they are achieving their goal, we are very happy. When we see our enemy, our disliked person, having a lot of successful, they are achieving their goal, then we are not happy. It's talking about, you just cultivate affection, compassion towards all beings, without exception. Being neither unable to bond nor peace with the suffering of the person towards whom you have neutral feeling. Okay, this is very easy to understand. Next, wholehearted soul resolved and the spirit of enlightenment are effect of the compassions. Now, when you recognize all sentient being as your mom, suddenly then you must remember their kindness. Just first you must recognize your mother, or your mother, your parents, special. You must remember your mother. Look at when we were very young, when we were very baby, until almost 20. Even though sometimes, someone 25, we are very much dependent on our parents. We are very much dependent on our mom. Then between 20 to say 70s, so we become very independent. Most people become independent. After 80s, then we must know we need to rely on someone. In between, we become totally wild. Wild, right? Wild, like a forest animal. Wild. Look at this. In between, we forgot our parent is important. We forgot our mom is so important. Then, sometimes we don't care our parent. We don't care our mom. Now, recently in America, one of the Indian boy, he killed his own mother. Also, when if you read news every day, some days there are so many sad news. Children kill parents, parent kills their child. Very, recently I think, does everybody know, there's a very sad news in Singapore. One mom got cancer. She has a child, I think 4 or 5 years old. Mom got cancer. The mom, spent all money in order to recover her sickness. Finally, she sold house because she thinks she's okay. I can drive, but she's thinking of if I'm alive, I can look after my child. Finally, she lost everything. No house, no money. Because she feel I'm okay to drive, but she think if I drive, who look after my child? Right? So this means, look at how many compassion, love mother has for the child. For example, somehow the mother has a so many problem, and if the mother recover the cancer, when the child grow up 80 or 25 years, the child never remember how his mom faced problems. That's why it's so important to first recognize our mom is so important. Without mom, we are not be here. Then remember their kindness, how they take care of us for many days, many years. Then you have very pure sense of recognition, very pure kind of thoughts of remember their kindness. Suddenly you think, oh, my mom is so important. I must repay her kindness as much as I can. Some of you have a mom, or somebody maybe no more. For example, based on me, when I was young, I was very much dependent on my parents. I left, and when I was 16, I left to South India when I was 16. Then I didn't have much time to see my parents. Somehow, my both parents passed away. That time I wasn't in Zanskar, I was in South India. Then I became a Geshe. Even though now, sometimes I have a strong regret. When they are alive, I couldn't do anything. Right now, I just miss them, remember their kindness, what I can do. So far you have a parents, even though you have some difficulties, some problem, always here there, just you totally forget this problem and suffering. You must, repair their kindness as much as you can. After they pass away, then you feel, happy about, because I did good for them. So that's why so important. Recognize based on your mom, remember kindness, and think how I can repay their kindness. Then suddenly you have a very pure sense of love. You really love your mom. You really love your relatives. You really love all sentient beings. When you have a sense of pure love, then suddenly you have a very easy to have a compassion, very easy to have a great compassion. When you have a great compassion, the bodhicitta is always there. You are almost there. You should not think, generating or cultivating bodhicitta is very difficult. Because Perry says so difficult. Yes, it's difficult. If you really try every day, continuously, within 1 year, you really can feel, yes, generating great compassion is not that difficult. Because you have to generate bodhicitta. If you wish to be Buddha, if you don't want to be Buddha, then you don't have to generate great compassion, bodhicitta. If you wish to be Buddha, there's no choice. You must generate bodhicitta. In order to generate bodhicitta, you must generate altruism. Altruism depends on great compassion. Great compassion depends on pure love. Love depends on repair kindness. Kindness, remember kindness. Remember kindness, recognize all sentient beings, your mom. There's a kind of change, right? Change. And also, you should not think it's difficult. Next, then we, okay. So we have a tea break. So enjoy the tea break. Okay, so we just talk about the four or the cause or condition of the great compassion. Now we talk very little bit about all-hearted soul and the bodhicitta are the effect of compassion. It's very important because there's a question here, right? Page number 33 and the last paragraph. When you develop compassion through a gradual training of the mind, you generate the desire to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all living beings. This should be enough. Why is it necessary to have the step of developing wholehearted resolve in between? developing compassion and generating the, bodhicitta. Within the 7, so we understand, the 4 are the cause or condition of the great compassion. We still don't understand why between great compassion and bodhicitta, why we need altruism or wholehearted resolve. This is a kind of question. The reply, all the Charvaka and Pratika Buddha have the immeasurable love and compassion which I just explained, whereby they think if only being could have happiness and be free from suffering. This non-Mahayana follower do not think. I will take on the responsibility to remove the suffering and to provide the happiness of all living beings. Because when you have a great compassion for all sentient beings, then you really wish, them to be free from suffering, wish to be then happy, right? Happy. That means you already have a great compassion. Also, you wish them, bring into Buddhahood. But in between great compassion and bodhicitta, why it is so important to cultivate wholehearted resolve or altruism? The answer is here, right? Although the Charvaka and Pratika Buddha, I hope you remember the meaning of Charvakas and Pratika Buddhas. Pratika Buddha means, before he really going serious kind of retreat, for many years he or she must receive all the instruction, all the necessary instruction, teaching from Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, any kind of master. After he received all the necessary instruction and teaching, then he totally go, alone and stay alone, becoming, Rahat, alone. Then he's totally cut off, connection with anybody. Yes, in Pratika Buddha. The Charvakas like, his own practice is the Hinayana practice. He just practiced all the necessary practice to achieve arhat, achieve liberation. But at the same time, he also received, received the Mahayana teaching, instruction to pass this teaching lineage to others. But he don't practice the Mahayana teaching for their own benefit. So that's maybe we all look like Charvaka. Like me also Charvaka. I receive all the teaching from all the great master and passing to others. Don't practice myself. I'm Charvaka. I'm great Charvaka. Then you are maybe small Charvaka. Great Charvaka. Make sure is, so for us, whatever we learn, whatever we study, we must put in practice. Should not be like a Charvaka. Charvaka look like, recorder in a district court and pass to others. That means, both of us have immeasurable compassion, immeasurable love, but they don't have a, ability to think. I will take on the responsibility to remove the suffering and to provide the happiness for all living beings. That means, for example, everybody, when we walk on the street, we saw, we meet very suffering person who has their body, the person's body is totally kind of suffered, has a lot of nasty in all the body. Like we cannot touch. But we wish, the person be happy, wish the person is free from this suffering. But we cannot touch. We don't have, enough thoughts to ability to touch. We were so worried. When we touch, I can also get disease or sickness. Right? Then somebody has a plastic glove, right? Glove. The plastic what? Glove. And the person, without having any hesitation, he touch. grab the person. Because the person has a glove, right? Because the Buddhist Sattva has a great compassion like a glove. So responsibility, it does mean not only wish to be all sentient being free from suffering, not just wish all sentient be happy, but we should think I will take the responsibility. That means since today, I will have a responsibility. All sentient being be happy, all sentient being free from suffering. That means since today you are become kind of guide for all sentient beings. Therefore, you must develop wholehearted resolve that surpass all other courageous thoughts. It is not enough to think if only all living being could have happiness and could be free from suffering. You must also wholeheartedly assume the responsibility. So this is an important question and answer. Why you need to practice wholehearted resolve or altruism. And in Tibetan word we also laksam. Laks mean what we call extraordinary. Extraordinary. That means there's a two person. One person just think how I can help to the sentient being. Other person not only think, they just help. Then next one is I think we already mentioned. Suppose there's an analogy. Then then end of the paragraph. To make the connection between the meaning and the purpose of the analogy, page number 33, right? The pit of the felt represent the three realms. The only child represents living beings. Only child. Because if somebody has two or three or four children, they don't have a very, very serious sensory compassion towards everybody. They have a kind of compassion, not that serious one. Somebody has only one child, then the mom has a very kind of serious love and compassion, serious care for one child, because they have only one. If they have 2, 3, not that serious. So one child is represent living beings. And the mother and other relatives represent the Charvaka and Pratika Buddha, who see being fall into the second existence, grave and limbed, but are not able to serve them. The merchant or the householder represent the Bodhisattvas. Hence, this is the saying that Charvaka and Pratika Buddha have the compassion which is like the mother of the beloved one, son who has fallen into the pit of the faith. Therefore, develop a wholehearted soul that assume the responsibility for liberating all being based on the compassion. That means, all sentient beings, like your dear child, the samsara is look like a pit of the filth. Then, just immeasurable compassion is look like Charvaka and Pratika Buddha. The great compassion look like the merchant and the householder. Now, once you intend to liberate all beings, it's very important. Once you intend, you really think to liberate all beings, you realize that in your present condition, you cannot fulfill the aim of even a single being, right? Now we just think, we try to generate great compassion. We have very strong compassion. Wish all sentient beings, be free from suffering, be happy. But if we think the moment, if we think in the present condition, so we you cannot fulfill the aim of even the single being. We cannot, have all sentient beings, even though we cannot have one single being. Moreover, even if you attain the highest state of the true Arahat, highest state, true Arahat, Sarvaka and Pratika Buddha states, even though you become Arahat, you achieve liberation, even though you don't have the ability, you will still only be able to fulfill the aim of the liberation from merely a few living beings, and will be unable to establish them in the omniscient. Right? If we think in this moment, do we have an ability to have all sentient beings? No. Even though I don't have an ability to have just completely elect just one single being. No. Even though you should think, even though if I become Arhat, even though if I achieve liberation, even though I won't have the ability, then finally you will think, therefore, if you think, how can fulfill all the temporary and the final end of the limitless being, you will realize that only a Buddha has this ability. Then you will develop the desire to attain Buddhahood for the sake of these beings. Right? Then you will think, yes, if I become a Buddha, if I have an omniscient, then there won't be any problem. I can have all sentient beings. Then finally you could have a strong desire to attain Buddhahood for the sake of this being. It's so important. That's why we should not think, oh, I cannot, have all sentient beings, because at the moment I don't have ability. Yes, at the moment you don't have ability. For example, when you bring your child or your relatives, child to school, you tell the child, you must study very hard, because I want you to see a kind of doctor, professional, whatever. I want to see you a very famous person, right? But that moment, if you think the condition of the child, he doesn't have the ability to become a doctor right there. But you are telling, you must study very hard, you put a lot of effort. Then in the future, you will become a doctor, you become an engineer, you become a professor, whatever. At this moment, we don't have an ability to have all sentient beings. But it doesn't mean we cannot. We can. If we put if we practice seriously, correctly, perfectly, then we will achieve Buddhahood. Then why not? We can have all sentient beings. Next, now look at. Now we understand, bodhicitta depend on the altruism depend on the great compassion depend on the love, and great love depend on the repay their kindness, remember their kindness, and recognize the mother. Now, in the practical level, how I can really generate great compassion? So great compassion is important at the beginning of the Mahayan practice. It's so important in the middle, it is so important in the end. Now the question, how I can develop, how I can cultivate the great compassion. Then here, page number 36. The training the mind to be intent on the other welfare. Training the mind to be, intent on the other welfare has two parts. Establishing the basis for the developing the attitude is so important words. Establishing the basis for developing this attitude. That means the great compassion. For example, if you really want to build a house, if you really want to grow a kind of trees, big trees, first you need a basis, you need a land, you need a ground. You thought you cannot. That's why in order to cultivate great compassion, first you must have a ground, you must have a basis. Then achieving impersonality towards living being. Having affection for all living beings. So in order to generate great compassion or immeasurable compassion, first we need to generate impersonality, towards living being, equanimity towards all living being. Then he tells us how to cultivate impersonality. Now we are, very personality, right? So we have a very love or compassion towards our relative, friend, or close one. We have a strong hatred towards our disliked person, or we have an indifferent mind towards, an unknowing person. That's why, for example, I think most of you never be like a farmer. The farmer, before they throw the seeds on the field, first they check the soil. If the soil is too wet, they cannot, grow the harvest. If the soil is too dry, they cannot grow the soil. That's why they check the ground is in a condition. This means this look like cultivating impersonality towards living beings. Now you explain. I have previously explained the state of the preliminary practice and so forth. In this context of the presence of the small and medium capacity, practice this preliminary practice here as well as then sustain your meditation. This kind of summary, about the small scope and middle scope parts. In the small scope, we talk about, abandon the non-10 virtues. Believe in, have a strong belief in cause and effect. The second most important, when we talk about the middle scope parts, then talk about the suffering, truth of suffering, and cessation, part of cessation. Especially when we talk about sufferings, then we talk about 3 types of suffering. When we talk about the cause, then we talk about twin links interdependent. All the things which is we learn during the which is learned from the small scope or middle scope. All these practices you must bring here. That's when you think, oh, I'm Mahayana practitioner, I want to practice bodhicitta. I don't need to practice cause and effect. I don't need to practice Four Noble Truth. I don't need to practice renunciation. You should not think. You must practice all the parts about the small scope or middle scope. It's very good. I have previously explained the state of the preliminary practice and so forth in the context of the presence of small and the middle scopes, capacities. Practice this preliminary practice here as well as then sustain your meditation. Look, we are talking about renunciation. So renunciation here. Three principal aspects of the path. How we can, generate a renunciation. Look, there's no way to end attraction to the pleasure of second existence. The craving for existence also bind beings, thus from the outside seek renunciation. No, renunciation, reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how love is ephemeral, right? Ephemeral, and the without spine reverse attraction to the fruit of life. That means when you try to cultivate renunciation, you first think this life and the next life. That means this life is so difficult to find and also very easy to lose. If you think this way, yes, so difficult to have this kind of life, but it's so easy to lose. Then you feel I don't want to waste my time. Then you have a less kind of strong desire about this life. Then you need to think the next life. So then you need to think the cause and effect of karma, karmic cause and effect. If you think in these two different ways, the finally you can cultivate renunciation. You must read this sentence and try to understand the meaning, renunciation. So that's mean, you look at small and medium capacity practice this preliminary practice here as well as then sustain your meditation. From the outside, establish an even-minded mind attitudes, eliminating the basis which come from the attachment to some living beings and hostility to others. Otherwise, any love or compassion you feel will be biased. If you're not able to generate impartiality, if you're not able to generate the equanimity, equal all sentient beings, then your love always become biased. Your compassion always become biased. Then you always have a sense of headache because you for example, you put the all sentient beings into three groups. One, my loved one, my relatives, my friends or something. Someone is my dislike, my enemy. Some your indifference. Then when you look at your group, when you look at your relatives, you have a attachment. When you look at your enemy, you have a anger, you have a hatred. When you look at the unknown, indifferent person, you don't have any feeling. That means first you must generate the equanimity or impartiality. Because without having the impartiality, then you always have a biased attitudes. Then here there are three counts of impartiality. Number one, equanimity with respect to the application. Number two, the feeling of impartiality. Number three, immeasurable impartiality. I know all of you know the number 2 and 3. What is the number 1? Equanimity with the respect to application. Because everybody know the feeling of the impartiality, right? When you touch, when you look at your dear one, you have a pleasant feeling. When you look at your enemy, you have a unpleasant feeling. When you look at indifferent person, you have a neutral feeling. This is called feeling, equanimity feeling of impartiality. So when you look at just indifferent person, you don't have any pleasant feeling. You don't have you don't have a unpleasant feeling. You have a very equanimity. You have a impartiality feeling. So number 3, immeasurable impartiality. So we just explained, right? Number 1. Okay, can you guess what does mean? Equanimity with the respect to application. Okay. We always talk about 3 realms: desire, form, formless. Okay. Now I will explain very shortly because also actually I explained in the past. For example, okay, today everybody have done the prostration. Also we chant, we recite this text, and we think we study Lamrim. We everybody believe we accumulate positive karma, we accumulate merit. This merit and this positive karma result will be what? The result will be only the desire realms. even though if you your whole life without doing any other, just only prostration, breakfast prostration, lunch prostration, dinner prostration, no any other practice, just all your life, do hundreds or millions of prostration, that the result will be, repent only the desire realms. Maybe you due to the merit, you can take a rebirth again as a human. It will never bring you to the form realms. Never. Even though you whole your life you do hundreds of millions mother offering, hundreds of millions of recitation. This result only depend in the desire realms. Maybe you can have a lot of wealth, you can reborn as a human, or you can have a long life, you can have a happy life, wealthy life. It never bring you to the form realms. So there's a one type of karma. Do you remember three types of karma? Try to remember when we study about the middle scope, ignorance and karma. Karma is a unchangeable, right? Okay, you must go and read them again. Because so most of our karma is mixed with bit positive and negative, very mixing one. The second, how we can accumulate merit in order to born in the form realms. Then again, first you have to do mindfulness meditation. Then slowly, when you have a quite stability mindfulness, then you always think about the desire realm is totally suffering, lot of suffering, lot of problem. If I born in the form realms, I can have more happiness. That's when you are looking, the desire realm is very gross. Form realm is very finest. You keep thinking this way every day, then slowly, through the meditation, it's going to reduce all the desire about the desire realm. No more desire about this life. No more, and no attachment, no desire, no negativity about the desire realms. But still you got desire about the form realms. You wish to born in the form. This is another type of karma. Right? That means we have a desire about this realm, then also we have strong desire about the form realms. The next, formless. They don't have any kind of desire towards us pleasant feeling. They don't have any sense of hatred for the unpleasant feeling. They always have a neutral sense of feeling. They don't have any desire, attachment towards pleasant feeling. They totally renounce. The practitioner totally renounce with the pleasant feeling. They always wish to achieve the neutral feeling. That means they always generate this, the neutral feeling. This is one of the first impartial, which is the application. Second third is quite easy to understand. Then that's why desire, form, formless. Then within the form realms there are 4 different levels. Also I gave you the chart, right? I think you have the chart. Yeah, this chart. Anyway, within the form there's a 4 different levels. Everybody have a very strong desire about the pleasant feeling. Then next, if you totally overcome, totally reduce, the desire about the pleasant feeling, then you have only neutral feeling. When you are born in the formless realms, they don't have a pleasant and unpleasant, only neutral. This is what talking about the first, impersonality. Here among the three, which is the last one, right? Last one we're talking about the impersonality. Okay, now we have half hours, so we do the meditation. As I said many times, when we do meditation, we can do different type of meditation. Some meditation we just need to imagine. It's not with us yet. Now look at the 6 cause and effect is with us. You can recognize also to be as a mom. Then remember their kindness. Wish to rebel their kindness. Slowly you just reflect through all the 7 cause and effect. Step number 1. Step number 2, after you finish to reflect for 7 cause and effect, then next step you just think how I can generate great compassion, how I can have the basis of great compassion. Then we think yes, it's so important to generate the impersonality, equanimity towards all sentient beings. Without having impersonality of the practice, then your compassion is always biased. You always have a sense of hatred. If you are able to equal, all sentient beings, then you don't have a sense of hatred towards your enemy. You don't have a sense of desire or sense of, love only towards your relatives, your friends. So today, we have a half hour. Everybody meditate on 7 cause and effect and think about the impersonality and try to generate impersonality towards all sentient beings. There are 2 reasons. One, all sentient beings equal to be happy. All sentient beings equal want to be happiness. All sentient beings equal, you don't want to be, suffer. Don't want to have a suffering. This level is also equal. So we just start meditation. And also, as I said, when you do meditation, I can see first, 15 minutes looks okay. Then 15 minutes, everybody moving like this and this way, and watching, look at the watch, and look at your, person who stay next to you, just looking. At least, if you're not able to meditate on the 7 cause and effect, at least you just meditate on your breathing. Just follow your mind with the in and out, without having any distraction. Yes, you can hear the sound. Let it hear. Don't pay much attention. Just let it hear slowly. It's going to disappear. Okay, so do kind of serious meditation. Also, I will be CC camera.
Like Geshe, we are not quite stable with our meditation. We just do the breathing.
Yeah. So, if you are not really familiar with the 7 cause effect, just do the breathing meditation. Try to have a mindfulness. Number 1, you should not totally close your eyes. Your next little bit rest up. Be fresh. Not be lazy. Okay, thank you.
Set the time for Geshe